What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back with another video. Fresh off of the Shop podcast, I want to give a huge shout out to GKB, the governor. I want to give a huge shout out to Pred H2O. I want to give also shout out to Brutal Knight. Appreciate you guys coming on, rocking out the show. Everybody came out and showed love like you guys always do Saturday. We appreciate the love and support. The Shop podcast will continue to grow. It will continue to evolve. So be on the lookout and stay up to date with my PTK Blam across all the social network, Twitter, even Facebook, I believe also too. Starting up a Beam account too. So just want to just give all around appreciativeness to everybody out there that that kind of comes out and shows support and love for the podcast every Saturday. But that's not what I'm here for, everybody. Kind of wanted to get that out the way. I did tell you guys I was going to be making another video. This is fresh off of the podcast, like I said earlier. I want to go ahead and get into my Battlefield 1 beta first impression. Um, Battlefield 1 for me this time around felt like they were really just based from, the fact that they took it to World War One and boots on the ground kind of set the precedence for the series because everybody was up in the air and everybody's kind of exasperated or tired of Call of Duty at this point in the tried and true formula. And the last few Call of Duties, they're still successful, but they're not as successful in Call of Duty terms. I don't think they've grown any more than they, traditionally were. So everybody's kind of upset what they're offering and the fact that they're kind of moving really far into the future, and it's not really. They're moving away from the boots on the ground approach, just to another area of warfare, and it's more spacey this time around. So people weren't really happy about that. I know I was kind of jaded with COD at this point, as a lot of the people that I spoke with here are the people that I play Xbox Live with. But Battlefield 1 for me really set the precedent. Said, hey, we're going to get back to what people want to play. We're going to take this chance and this opportunity to go to an era that was untouched. We usually get the World War One games. We've got a couple Vietnam. Hell, we've even gotten some more present war settings. In Call of Duty and other games like that. So to take it to World War One, which is a very unique time frame, a lot was going on in that period of time in our history as a country. Um, it's crazy and it was fantastic. So my impressions when I first got in, and first of all, it took me 2 days to get in due to the fact that they were getting DDoS and they were having these issues. Now that worried me right off the gate. I'm like, I thought Battlefield 4 right off the rip, like, you know what, they better not fuck this up because they did with Battlefield 4 and they had a great opportunity. Battlefield 4 is, if you just pop the disc in now and play it, it's not the same one. Obviously, day one, it's far better, far more refined. It's a fucking great game. So in present state, once they actually showed the reveal and showed some gameplay, and we finally got gameplay at Gamescom and different things like that. My hype just went through the roof. And finally getting a chance to sit down and play it. I guess I can just kind of get into some of the pros about the game. Obviously, that Frostbite engine is looking beautiful. You could probably put that thing on just a regular tube TV and it still will look great. That engine, when it's optimized, that thing is one of the best looking engines that can be used in video games at this point. Also, the landscape. I know I saw on Twitter somebody posted like an exact picture of the area where the actual battle takes place on the beta. And it was like dead ringer, the graphics, they got the Levolution with the sandstorm comes in, which cuts visibility, which in turn changes the dynamic of the game. So it's awesome. The game looks beautiful. It's a little slower. Just if you think about a shooter, it's not as crisp as previous Battlefields, but you got to think about it this way: the first of all, the equipment you were using, the time frame, the setting that the game's in. Every gun feels a little clunky. None of them feel completely stable like a laser. Everything, you got to, as far as sniper rifles, they're definitely not OP. When you're spotted, your scope lights up, so you kind of, you can see it like the sunlight bouncing off of your scope, so you're fairly easy to spot on most maps. And the fact that the lead time on the bullets and the physics on the bullets, the guns were a lot less accurate back in that time frame. So I don't feel those are overpowered. I feel like the balance is just about there. So I'll get into the the vehicles a little bit later because that's kind of on my on the con side for me. But the game felt crisp. Everything, the environment was well put together. It's kind of big. I mean, if you're not a veteran of Battlefield One, or if this is your first, Battlefield game, you definitely want to take it slow. It's Battlefield's not the type of game like Call of Duty where there's 3 lane highway maps. None of the maps are really quote unquote big. There are some are bigger than others, but these maps in Battlefield One are huge. I mean, to get from that first flag that you spawn to probably the opposite flag in the opposite corner of the map, it's probably a good 2 to 3 minute run in a video game. And that's full sprint all the way across. So you definitely want to, utilize the vehicles, horses. I want to get into the horses too. I'll get into those in a minute. But the vehicles that are on the map, the planes. I haven't gotten a chance to actually get a chance to get a plane because every time I get in a game, they're gone already. So when I get a chance to do that, I may come back and revise the video. But I haven't done that to this point. But that felt crisp. I didn't get killed. I felt the maps were big enough to where the vehicles aren't necessarily overpowered. Um, they kind of give people a lot of space to hide and duck and maneuver. So I like that. Now to kind of dive into some of the cons. I guess a con for me. Shoot, I mean it's really really hard. I got to kind of dig around for one, honestly. Is is there really a con? Now that I sit up here and think about it, I want to do some cons too, but I haven't seen any glaring ones. Um, oh, okay. Well, you know what? I guess one of the ones just would be um, kind of what I was saying about earlier about the map size. There are like boundaries on the map. All the map looks available and visible, but there are some like invisible boundaries. I guess it's kind of a minute, because people will hug those boundaries with the sniper rifles, and it'll be a little troublesome. Oh, just bringing that up also too. I'm not a huge fan of like the map, the little mini map. The maps are so huge, is to the point to where, and this is where I was kind of going with. If this is your first foray in the battlefield, you want to stick to a zone and get familiar with the zone because the maps are so huge. You don't really want to go running around too much. You want to get familiar with the zone and move to a next one, and then kind of progress your way through the map and learning it that way. It's a little bit safer than just kind of, let me just jump in a vehicle or go run gung ho straight up the middle of the map. So it's not really played that way. So you want to take your time with it. So I wasn't a huge fan. It was very, very difficult. I found tracking where I'm getting hit from. As far as sometimes I'm getting hit, at range, obviously. Sometimes not so far at range, but I'm not like, maybe I need to change my controller options or something. But I felt like the radar, the HUD didn't really give me a better idea as to where people were going to be coming from. Um, but I guess that's kind of something that's minute. So they're really taking away from this. There really wasn't very many cons. If you're on the fence about it, just play through. I think it's open available to the 8th or the 9th, I believe. Somebody correct me in the comment section if I don't have that right. So, yeah, but just play through it. I mean, you'll enjoy it. It's Battlefield 1, and those are my first impressions on the game, everybody. I got, more videos coming down the line, coming down the pipe, so I appreciate you guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, man. I am D-Fuck out of here. You guys take it easy.